Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive into the music industry.
Yes, we're back.
This time, we're exploring the dark side.
Yeah.
We're going to be taking excerpts from this fascinating text,
Mm-hmm.
The Dark Secrets of the Music Industry.
Okay.
And looking at this really pivotal moment in 2002,
Okay.
when Michael Jackson launched this,
Wow.
kind of shocking attack
Yeah.
against Tommy Mottola.
Right, the head of Sony Music.
Head of Sony Music, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a big name.
Big name, yeah.
You know, this incident, it goes beyond like a celebrity spat.
Yeah.
This wasn't just,
Right.
fleeting tabloid fodder or something.
Yeah.
This was a public airing of grievances that really speaks to some of the deeper issue
Right.
within the industry.
It wasn't just a he said, she said.
Right.
This was Michael Jackson,
Exactly.
the king of pop,
Yeah.
calling the head of his label a devil.
Uh-huh.
So, what was it about this particular conflict that led to such a dramatic public denouncement?
Well, the text that we're looking at,
Okay.
it pinpoints the release of his album Invincible in 2001.
Okay.
It's kind of a turning point.
Gotcha.
And, he invested a lot in this album,
Mm-hmm.
creatively, financially,
Right.
but he felt like Sony just didn't prioritize it.
So there was tension already.
Oh, yeah. There's tension there.
And then how did this contract dispute,
Yeah, so the contract dispute,
Yeah.
it really centered around his ownership of this music catalog,
Okay.
which had hits from a bunch of different artists.
Yeah.
Which is, a huge revenue generator over time.
Makes sense.
So Sony's decision to not extend his contract
Yeah.
meant he was going to lose control of these assets,
Oh, wow.
which are really valuable.
Okay, so this was beyond just creative differences then.
Oh, absolutely.
This was about control over a major chunk of music history.
Exactly. And that's why.
Future earnings.
Exactly. And that's why it felt like a betrayal to him. Like, this was a personal attack.
Yeah.
A move to, strip him of his legacy. This
Mhm.
wasn't just about Invincible.
Right.
It was about his control over the very songs that shaped music history.
Yeah. And, and makes you think how many other artists, maybe not on the scale of Michael Jackson, have felt similarly trapped by contracts
Absolutely.
and powerless.
That brings us to another layer of this story.
Okay.
The power of the music industry to control the narratives.
Okay.
Jackson believed that Mottola was actively working to sabotage his career
Wow.
and tarnish his image.
So we're going beyond like a business disagreement.
It's more sinister,
Yeah.
like an actual deliberate attempt to manipulate public perception
Wow.
of this major artist.
Okay.
And, he was going through a difficult time personally,
Yeah.
facing intense scrutiny
Right.
and accusations,
Right.
which only added fuel to the fire.
Yeah. So it created a situation where any of his claims,
Right.
regardless of validity, could be dismissed as...
Yeah, just a troubled star.
Yeah. So it's a classic example of how institutions can leverage their influence
Yes.
to control the narrative,
Absolutely.
especially when someone's already
Yeah.
facing public skepticism.
Yeah, and that raises the question.
Yeah.
If someone like Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
with all his fame and resources,
Right.
could be silenced or discredited,
Yeah.
what hope do lesser-known artists have?
It's a valid concern.
It speaks to a broader pattern
Yeah.
of silencing dissenting voices in the industry.
And the text does mention
Yeah.
other artists who have come forward
Uh-huh.
and, denounce their experiences.
Yes, like Prince,
Yeah.
who famously wrote "slave" on his face.
During a performance, yeah.
Yes, as a form of protest against his label.
Yeah.
And then there's George Michael,
Uh-huh.
who had this protracted legal battle with his label.
Right. So these cases, along with Jackson's very public outcry,
Yes,
they highlight this systemic issue
they do.
of these power dynamics
Yes.
that can trap artists in these contracts
Exactly.
that ultimately don't serve them.
Yeah, this is a cautionary tale unfolding.
Yeah.
It's a stark reminder of these power imbalances
Wow.
that exist even in a seemingly glamorous industry.
Like music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is...
It's revealing a darker side to the music that we enjoy.
Yeah.
And it really raises questions about artist exploitation
It's fascinating.
and the
And
control.
a little unsettling.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how much control artists really have
Mm-hmm.
over their careers and their legacies, especially when you're up against these massive
Huge.
powerhouses.
Yeah. That's what makes this deep dive so compelling.
Yeah.
It forces us to look at the uncomfortable realities behind the music we love and to really think about the experiences of these artists who create it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes you wonder how often, we as listeners unknowingly contribute to this system that might be exploiting the very artists we admire.
Yeah, that's a really important point to bring up.
Yeah.
The music industry, it thrives on this disconnect between the final product, and the messy realities of its creation.
So polished.
Exactly.
You don't think about the human cost.
Yeah, and this text really does a good job of, pulling back the curtain a little bit.
Yeah, so if we're looking at this pattern of exploitation, what can be done about it? Are artists just destined to be pawns?
I don't think so necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, the challenges are real, but there are signs of change.
Okay.
I mean, artists are becoming more vocal, but their experiences...
Especially with social media.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're utilizing platforms like that to connect with their fans directly.
Right.
Bypass traditional gatekeepers.
Yeah, it's like they're cutting out the middleman.
Exactly. And we're also seeing this rise
of independent labels and distribution platforms that offer artists way more control.
So it's about artists empowering themselves then.
Exactly. Taking back some of that control.
That the industry has traditionally held.
Exactly. And, that empowerment. It can take many forms.
Okay.
Some artists are negotiating better contracts. Demanding more creative input.
Yeah.
And then, some are utilizing their platforms to advocate for fairer practices.
It's really cool to see artists, leveraging their influence to push for positive change. But it also makes you realize that awareness is key.
Absolutely.
As consumers, we have this responsibility to be informed about these issues.
Yes, to support the artists that are fighting for fair treatment.
Yeah, and to challenge the status quo.
Exactly. I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Our choices as listeners have power.
Absolutely.
Things like supporting independent artists, paying for music.
Instead of just streaming.
Rather than just relying solely on streaming services and having these conversations about these issues.
It's not just enough to like the song.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All of those actions
Yeah.
contribute to a more equitable and ethical music ecosystem.
It's like recognizing that our love for music should extend beyond just,
passive consumption.
Yeah, passive consumption.
Exactly.
It's about actively shaping an industry that values and respects the artists.
Beautifully put.
Yeah.
And, if we come back to Michael Jackson's story, it's easy to get caught up in the drama and all the complexities of his personal life.
Yeah.
But we can't forget that his accusations, regardless of, his motivation, they really did shine a light on deeply rooted issues.
Within the industry.
Exactly. And his willingness to speak out, even when he was facing a potential backlash, ignited a conversation that's still going on today.
It's a reminder that even the biggest artists are vulnerable
to this.
To exploitation.
Absolutely.
And that silence just perpetuates it.
Exactly. By, shedding light on these issues, whether it was intentional or not, he contributed to this growing movement for greater transparency and accountability.
It's a good reminder that our enjoyment shouldn't come at the expense of those who create it.
And that brings us to a central question that this deep dive poses. Does the music we enjoy come at a cost?
It's a question that lingers.
It does.
After looking at all these contracts and all this potential for exploitation and the industry's ability to silence dissent.
Yeah, it challenges us to be more conscious about our consumption.
It's not about, feeling guilty or rejecting the music.
No, it's about engaging with it more consciously, understanding its origins.
And recognizing the power dynamics.
Yes.
So it's about finding a balance between enjoying the art form and acknowledging the struggles
of the artists.
Yeah.
This has been a journey into the heart of that system. Yeah. We saw its brilliance and its blemishes.
It's complex.
We explored Michael Jackson's accusations. We looked at these industry contracts and we confronted these power dynamics.
That shaped the music landscape.
Yeah. And through it all, we were encouraged to think critically about our role as listeners to really consider the stories behind the songs.
It's not just about the product.
No.
It's about the process.
Exactly. And to recognize the power of our choices in supporting a more equitable and sustainable industry.
It's been a fascinating exploration.
It has.
And it's left me with a lot to ponder.
What about you?
Yeah, what about you?
What resonated most with you from this look into the music industry's dark side?
Yeah.
For me, it's the reminder that even amid all the glamour and allure of fame, the pursuit of art and creative expression, it often comes at a price.
Yeah.
And it's really up to all of us,
artists,
industry professionals, listeners, to make sure that price isn't exorbitant or exploitative.
Yeah, it's a powerful thought,
It is.
That the music we take for granted might have this whole story behind it.
Right.
Of struggle and compromise and exploitation.
And that's what makes this deep dive so valuable, recognizing that complexity, that tension between the beauty of the art form and, the reality of how it's produced.
We've gone beyond just the headlines.
We have.
We've looked at the contracts and corporate power, the challenges artists face in maintaining control of their work.
It's been a journey.
It really has.
Peeling back all these layers to reveal the inner workings of the music world.
And it's left us with a lot to consider.
A lot.
As we wrap up. I keep coming back to that question. Does the music we enjoy come at a cost?
It's a big one.
It is a big one.
And it really challenges us to be more conscious consumers.
Yeah, it's about more than just liking a song.
Yeah, and that's what we hope you take away from this deep dive.
Yeah.
A heightened awareness, a deeper understanding, and a sense of responsibility.
It's not about guilt or judgment.
No, it's about recognizing that our choices matter.
They do. They really do.
We encourage you to keep exploring these issues.
Yeah.
To dig deeper into those stories behind the music.
And to keep talking about this.
Exactly, because in the end, the power of music isn't just about entertainment. It's about challenging us.
And provoking thought.
Exactly, and sparking these important conversations.
Well, this deep dive has done that for me.
Good.
It's been an amazing exploration.
It has.
And I don't think I'll ever listen to music the same way again.
That's the beauty of a deep dive.
It is.
It's an invitation to look deeper and to emerge with a new appreciation for the stories that shape our world.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us on this journey.
Yes, thank you.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning,
and
keep listening with an open mind.
And a discerning ear.
And a discerning ear. We'll see you next time.
If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into more cases like this one, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to like the video if you found the story compelling, and share it with your friends and family who might be interested in true crime and mysteries. By subscribing, you'll stay up to date with all our latest content and join a growing community of curious minds exploring the most fascinating cases. Click the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Your support means everything.